Hi, my name is Manat Sudan and I'm taking the Criminal Justice and the LGBTQ class. After taking this course, I have come to the conclusion that I've learned so much about the LGBTQ community that I would have never learned before. And by being a computer science major, I never had really the opportunity to learn so much about the LGBTQ community because there weren't really many clubs that involved the LGBT community, and I don't really have a friend that's part of the community, so I didn't really have the opportunity. But when I got into UW Tacoma and I heard there was a class for it, and I was like, this is a really good course for me to learn so much about the LGBT community and actually understand the community a lot better than before. And I'm glad I did. One of the things that are really important to understand about the LGBTQ community is about the gender identity. Gender identity is a really important concept that I learned throughout this course that I think is the highlight of the whole course, because lots of people that don't really know much about the LGBT community often misunderstand the whole gender identity idea. That's basically the highlight of part of understanding the LGBTQ community and who they are as a person. So sex is one thing and gender is another thing. And when I learned about this, I was really surprised because I thought sex and gender were the same thing. But after taking this course and reading the articles and understanding it better, I realized that they're not the same thing. In fact, they're nowhere close. Sex is basically a biological thing. And it's what we have during birth. We cannot change sex because sex is basically when we're born, we have this body part. And this body part determines what the sex is, if it's female or male. So that's basically biological. It's basically something that we cannot control. But on the other hand, gender is something different. Gender does not mean who we are, meaning who we are at birth. Are we male or female? That is not what gender is. Gender is basically what we put on ourselves based on who we are as a person. If we are born male, but our gender is female, that's just who we are. Gender and sex are not the same thing, and that's really important to understand, because if we mix these two up, then we don't really have a complete understanding of what the whole LGBT community is about. I went to a local high school that was near my neighborhood, and I decided to start a club regarding the LGBT community because I heard that the high school no longer has the LGBTQ community club because there were not many members, there were not enough members, and no one really went to that club. So I decided I'm going to open up a new club and actually have people participate. So I went in one of the lunches on one day. I went to 3 of the lunches. They have 3 different times. And I did a little mini presentation regarding the LGBT community and how it's important that we understand the whole concept of this. So I decided to present in 3 lunches during school because they have 3 different times for 3 different lunches. And I did a mini presentation, and I was really surprised how many students actually came up to me and they wanted to know more about the LGBT community, and they were willing to form a club and create a club. And I was so proud of myself. I was like, wow, I'm actually starting something great, and that's really helping the people. So I talked with the counselor, to the admin, and the staff of the local high school, and they agreed, and they said that they can reopen the club again. And when I heard that, I was so proud of myself. So every here and there, I go to the club nowadays. And to the first meeting that I had, when I came in the classroom of the club, there were about like 40-50 students, and I was surprised because I wouldn't think there would be this many people that were actually interested in getting to know about the LGBT community and helping them out. So I was very happy, and I loved talking with the students, and I informed them about the whole concept of the gender identity and how we might tend to misunderstand that. And the majority of the students that were there actually agreed, and they said yes. Before this, they had no idea that the sex and gender were 2 different things. And I was glad that I could make them understand. And then we decided to help out the LGBTQ community by going to places where the LGBT community were and asking them what their daily life is like, how they are treated every day, and what we can do to help them. And how we as an individual can help the LGBTQ community so they're not faced with any sort of violence or any sort of bullying or anything like that. And being part of a leadership is really heartwarming. So I'll help them out, and we decided that we're gonna go and form a club that actually interacts with the LGBT community and asks them questions about their daily life. And it's getting really better. There's so many students in the club that are actually part of the LGBTQ community. So we do get each other's input and how things are doing for them, and if they get any harassment and bullying, how we can do to help them and prevent these things from happening. So far, it's been great, but I just want to say that in high schools, especially in school, there are tons of bullying that occur about the LGBT community. It's really hard for a student to have the burden of academics as well as what society thinks about them as a person. And in order to balance them out, it's very hard. And I really want to focus on schools and having students actually understand the whole process of the LGBTQ community and how we can help them and prevent such harassment from happening. I'm really glad that by forming this club, I'm actually having the students interact with the LGBT community and learning so much better. And I'm very proud, and I will continue to do so. In fact, I'm thinking of going to another middle school and actually informing them about this as well. And I really like this organization that I've created about going into schools and informing them about the LGBT community. And I'm very glad that I'm taking this course. Thank you, Lessa, for everything, for teaching this course at UW Tacoma. If it wasn't for this course, I wouldn't think I would have gotten this far in life. Thank you.